Hey everybody, Texas Danny, how you doing? I'm coming to you from January the 16th, 2021, very early Saturday morning here in Texas, Central Standard Time. So it's still the 15th out on the western part of the United States and a little bit later in the eastern part of the United States and North America, Earth, everywhere. And I guess I got to come from the heart on this one because I've been kind of banging the boards really hard lately, and for good reasons. And it's because of the speed up, okay? Because of the changes, and because of boy, this is hard to put it. And I'll just go for this one because it's been part of the big picture. I saw Forrest Gump once in the movies, and that's part of the effect. Tom Hanks is in there quite a bit in the effect. What a lot of people like to call the quantum effect, and it's also known as the Mandela effect, okay? And that's those of us who are affected worldwide. But I saw that movie once, and I didn't really care for it. I didn't like it, okay? It's just the way it was. I kind of hit and miss on Tom Hanks. I never realized how many Tom Hanks movies I went to, and I did. I went to Joe versus the Volcano. But I went with the one with the Daryl Hannah and the by Ron Howard. I want to think Goldfish. It's a mermaid, right? And I've been to a lot of Tom Hanks movies, and I liked a lot of them. And there are a few of them ones I didn't care for. I didn't like Forrest Gump. I didn't think Big was that hot. That kind of stuff. But he's a part of the thing that's in there, and he's in there playing ping pong. And he's a spectacularly great ping pong player. And I have never been good at any games, period. I just was poor at games. The only game I was good at was, ironically, was when I was in the army in Sinop, Turkey, in the northern part of Turkey, which has changed now, northern Turkey. Sinop, Turkey's changed. It's different. And but I played Risk. And I was so good, nobody wanted to play with me some more. So, there's always get to Greenland. Well, that's part of it, but that's a changed situation right now, too, as well. I want to go over this quickly because I have been deliberately pounding the boards. And because we are moving super quick now, and things are in an advanced stage, a very advanced stage, and of course, a mind of magnificence and difference are the same, are of any possible different temperament, are the same temperament, any kind of judgmental quality. And I've been looking all around me, okay? And I've been trying to assess the reality of the situation because it's clear that we do have some back and forth, at least in known potentials of what's going to be the future, in the past, and the present, right? Someone has at least instant access information to the future, back to the present, back to the past, and that's also multidimensional, as we're finding out. So I'm trying to assess what do we have here, right? Now, still wanting to hold on to being a human being, a normal human being, whatever I am. I have to go with that and try to hope for the best part of me. At the same time, I'm playing a bit of a risky game because the quality of what I see around me, and I guess them, is varied and it's mixed. It's just like looking at me, and again, Pepe Le Pew is part of this program. I can imagine somebody's looking at me like my great big skunk, and I might look okay, but I might be Pepe Le Pew and be, bad odor. And I can understand that. As I evaluate my own image and my own mind, I'm also kind of trying to take in what's around us right now and the sophistication of everything that's about us. Because you can imagine that we have every potential out there going on right now. And the reason I'm really bringing this up now is on Google Earth and, of course, some other media sources, and of course knowing I'm not out there. I always have some circumstance which keeps me pinned, folks. So the real aspect of what the total environment is unknown, because it's part of the mystery right now. I say we're involved in intricacies here. We're involved in superior minds, parallel minds, maybe lesser minds, lesser spirits, greater spirits. Everything is going on right now. And the determination is kind of a strange factor, because there are those things that are a psychic nature, and they're happening right now, that are going on with me. Now, as far as I am concerned, as a person, without even knowing me, you know that you've got the whole package here. You've got good and evil, right? Bad, okay, despicable, heroic, graceful, courageous, stupid, ignorant, fearful, hateful. Anything you can think of in the human condition is I have the aspect of. So do all of us. We yearn for knowing what that is. Okay? To be human, even the worst and the best of us, right? To hold on to that one part of it. And this is the strange thing that I'm trying to get to everybody, across to everybody, is being Mandela affected, being quantum affected. We know ourselves to have been physically and anatomically changed. And it's amazing, it is amazing to see these differences and still feel human. Because, we came into ourselves. We didn't do like the other science fiction shows us jumping into somebody else, right? And they're looking back at the mirror and seeing somebody else. We were looking back at us, but this version of us who's here, and all the changes that are encompassed. Now, are there a lot of clues? There are a lot of efforts. There's been a lot of goodwill and effort and help to us, whether to me as an individual, to you as individuals, or us as a group, or collective, or all of humanity. And sadly, there's some real, misrepresentations, let's say, right? Excuse me, but that's always been the reality of existence, right? Is that we didn't know everything for sure. We didn't know what all truth was or what all lies were. We know if we had a perfect existence, it would have drove us insane. A perfect existence would have been insanity. Just like the opposite of a nonsensical, utterly disparate life would have drove us insane. Extremes in fashion that we could not grasp or come to terms with in our existence. And so what we're at right now is where we're at right now is we have these things that are all happening right now. And of course, I'm trying to evaluate with my mind, okay, what is the application here? What is the adaptations? Who and what am I dealing with, right? Projections of my own psyche, of what it's like to be in the interior landscape of one's own mind. Am I being taken through the garden or through the misty woods, to the woodshed, out the back alley, down to the ditch, whatever, right? Because the scope of the environment that we're in is absolutely unique as to the terms of living. One aspect I've assumed, of course, is demised. I've talked to people like Robert Wood some time ago on the phone, even though we may be in a situation where all this has happened, only a few minutes have gone by in time. And we're having this experience, we're thinking years are going by, and it's only been minutes or whatever amount of time. Or the other opposite could have been happening because of the expanse of demonstrated time on the geological changes to Earth are in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Utterly, right? Earth has changed to the tune of a few million years, folks. Okay, in seeing the changes and the adaptations. Now, the people who I assume that this is their time, their place, their space This is the world they live in. This is the world they're having. They're residents. So they see the daily life, day in, day out. Hey, this is what it is. I don't know. You're seeing the map is still the same, buddy, as it was yesterday, as it was last week, last month, last year, 10 years, 100 years ago, whatever, right? We know that time changes. Now, somebody can say, well, it's acceptable. We had the Great Storm of 1977 in California. This changed that. That's 1980. We had Mount St. Helens in Washington State in the United States. In my reality, we had that. All the fantastic changes. I'm looking over at my atlas right now, though, and looking at the changes. For example, looking at Vancouver, British Columbia. Those changes would have taken thousands and thousands and thousands of years, okay? So what we're also seeing is the aspect that these transformations are technological, extremely sophisticated, extremely advanced, and an environment that we were never aware of in the classic sense of our daily lives, right? That this was a very deft, advanced, sophisticated, unique, tweaked environment that was delicately arranged for whatever prospect you can think of. Now, we had the situation where these changes are amazing, and where they're going, I don't know, because this could be an event caused by man, certainly by God. This could be divine. This could be according to God's plan. This could be a scientific experience, a supernatural experience. I don't know what entities are all involved in this. I am human as far as a conventional reference. I no longer can say I know what I am per se, because literally as I'm holding this device, which I assume would have been exactly the same in my old physical anatomy, I'm still looking at my hand holding it out awkward, and I'm feeling absolutely natural about it. So I know everybody is dealing with this and continuing with this right now. The Earth changed to a shape it's now like an egg. Like an egg. And of course, I'm looking at the maps and the atlases, and of course, the media sources that I'm seeing in the movies or whatever the representations and showing the changes there. And we've got to accept that this could be anything. I have to accept this could be anything. This could be telepathy. This could be a computerization. This can be a facade, an illusion, a delusion, right? There are so many possibilities to what we're dealing with that it's astounding and amazing. But I have shared with everybody candidly, at least on the aspects of what I know to be the quantum effect and the Mandela effect, with everybody that I know on this situation, right? Now, some situations are unacceptable because I'm looking at the extremes of possibilities. Hopefully, like some people have suggested, this is a circumstances where there are really no worries. That this, like I say, the situation is in your own mind. That things are just going to play out however they play out. They're not really dangerous. They're not really severe. There's no catastrophe coming. There's no calamity coming, no doom. That this is going to be the experience of what we have, whatever it is, and we're going to realize that. And it's a great thing if that's what's going to happen, and there are no dire consequences ahead. There are no dire straits heading our way, or we are not headed into dire straits. That is a good thing. It'd be wonderful. Caution is needed here, though, to be ready to negotiate where we're going and also negotiate who we're with, right? Ultimately, I very much understand that a judgment of me as a being is simple as far as non-perfection, without a doubt, non-perfect. Right? A non-perfect being. So imperfect. So any kind of resolve on that situation is an easy resolve. I'm imperfect. So if the evaluation is that, then it's a settled issue. Now, what we're all trying to find out and what we're all trying to see that's going on is where we are, what we are, who we're with. What are our circumstances? What are our real circumstances? Who's really around us, good or bad? In between, who are we, good or bad, in between? It's something that we're facing right now. And as things go to where they're moving, and again, I'm playing a little bit of a fierce ping pong thing, and I'm a bad player. And I'm in over my head with people, right? But I'm seeing what I'm trying to evaluate where the weights and measures are, where the nuances are, where the appendages are, where the weights, where the pendulum swings, where the clock is ticking, what the machine is, the interior, the exterior. Is there a machine? Who is there? It's discovery. It's a challenge. And I'm hoping to be there with you all as you do your best to get through this, and I'm doing my best to get through this. Now, I'm playing myself a lot. I'm letting myself run off the rolls. Admittedly, though, just my bad part of my character is right there, and it is, in fact, real. But I am also probing, and I'm trying to see what is the analysis, and it's mutual. What is the analysis? Because it's mutual. It's perception. It's a kind of a deft look at what's around us. And to keep one more thing simple for everybody who's watching this, who's wondering, to keep it real simple and real understandable about this, is understand that I am somebody who's, like, I'm in a simple apartment right now. I'm not far from where I work and everything like that. But when I go up and I look at the sky, the stars that I knew in my, let's say, normal mortal life are gone. They're long gone. And the sky is very, very remote and very vacant of stars here. Now, whether we're in an interior, whether we're in a dome, whether the skies are cloaked through any kind of technological means, we're in an aspect of our dimension that we never realized and we have to come to terms with. And even if that terms is sadly, and I think some of us have thought about this, but, instantaneous annihilation. If that is the situation, I think God is merciful. He's gracious. There is a loving God who does not have to torment people for eternity. He'd let them sleep. That's what he'd do. And that's, if it was the worst came to the worst, that's what it would be. And God is not someone who's going to force people to eternal torment because they didn't make it. Because he forgave them from the beginning. He gave them a pass. That's why, even though I am a terrible bad Christian, I'm a Christian. Because Jesus reconciled and God reconciled through the cross the law. He transmitted reason and compassion into the same thing. And that is awesome. That is what will transcend all of human time. That is what will survive, even if we don't, even if I don't. If you're meant to, then God will be there for you and with you. I am looking at who's all around us. There are some simple things that come up. I'm thinking sometimes they're the reflections of my own mind. They're the interactions. They're the sophistication of my supercomputer. They're beings. They're angels, demons. Neither. Who knows? But we are in vast changes. The earth is changing very, very quickly as far as the information. And things are going on right now that are fantastic. So enough talk. Thank you for the long listen. Good luck to all of you. My best. Texas Danny out.